Alright, we're going to hop in a game, and I got to give a thank you to SnowPython and Jazz Thing and Mortbubs. All of you guys so much for resubbing to the channel. Sorry we missed it. Twitch alert's not making noises like I wish it would. But at any rate, we are getting into game number 1 of the Matcherino Grand Finals. We've used up all the promo codes at this point, so hurrah! But also, aw, because the hype is always a lot of fun watching people go crazy donating to the prize pool. Now, today started with $0. I want to stress that, $0. We've got up to 284 in total is the current prize pool, so not too shabby. I know the page says differently, so I really want to emphasize through our cast here that 60% of that prize is going to go to first place, 20% is going to go to second, and 10% to third and fourth each. So, for example, at $284, TLO and Mana are both going to get $28 a piece. First place is probably going to be something like 100 and I'm going to guess this. Like, I want to say 170. No, I'll bust up the calculator. One sec. Oh, 170.4. Fucking
good job.
Nailed it.
Good job.
I was guessing. That wasn't even like an educated guess. That was just like straight up luck. Like, I gotta go buy a lottery ticket now. I'll be right back. And of course, let's see what second place going to be. I'm not gonna guess for that one. 284 times 0.2, $56.
60.
Yeah. So still, it's like a lot of money for first place. It's a great way to get players paid. And I know we've skipped the intros here real quick. Last point I want to make about Matcherino is players with our tournaments will get 100% of the prize pool. What's cool is you guys can set up your own tournaments and your own events through Matcherino, do your own crowdfunding, but there is a small processing fee and all that you'll have to pay. But with Matcherino, our agreement with them is that instead of them paying us to cast, they simply have to pay the players 100% with no processing fees, no Matcherino fees, no nothing. And they've been very awesome about doing that.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess, yeah, really quick. Top right, it's KeeN.
And top left is Bunny.
Top left is Bunny?
Oh, bottom left.
Oh,
No, just towers. You got to me. Ow.
Okay, so Bunny and KeeN get him a bit of a Reaper fight. It's always a little bit awkward because the grenade actually goes in the favor of Bunny and he slaughters the other Reaper. That should not have happened. But most importantly, Bunny, upon realizing that he takes this Reaper victory, immediately slaps down a third CC. Now,
yeah.
He may have wanted to do this anyways, but this was like that solidification, like, oh, I just took an early lead, and I probably have free reign to dick around on the other side of the map, so why not take that third CC?
Yeah. He also scouted with an SCV, and he saw that it was going to be a 1-Rax expand, like a very normal build from KeeN as well, and in that case, I mean, it's not like a guarantee that you can get away with the third CC, but you're going to be able to finish the third CC and defend it on a map like Dusk Towers hopefully pretty well. They didn't realize that these 2 Reapers would actually be such a problem, and combined with the third CC, if KeeN knew about it, I mean, this is actually getting to, like, tap-out territory if you're just getting too tilted from it.
I really... Well, when the Marines start getting produced in the reactor barracks, it's not so bad. But Reapers can actually kill Hellions now. That's something really important to note. In the past, it was, like, so easy for a Hellion to just one unit defend this, but KeeN's actually kind of hitting SOL territory. As you said, like, he's already lost about 9 workers.
I think he already is in the entire grand scheme of the game. Guess, that third CC.
It's somebody like Bunny, you know, you don't get to make mistakes against somebody like this.
Oh my god, 12, 13. Like, but that, like, even at half of this, it was just so tilt-inducing. His starport is actually delayed as well. Hopefully he notices that. But there's just like...
Yeah, GG.
Yeah, GG.
Wow.
Oh,
I mean, it's important to note, like, he could have tried to play this out, and he could have hoped that maybe Bunny made some of his own mistakes, but at the end of the day, this ended up just being too much damage, and it's probably safer for him to cut his losses, go to a stronger game 2, and not be on super tilt for 20 minutes only to lose.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. That was a terrible start, you know, but that is not what KeeN can do, just to make that clear. I mean, he might still lose 3-0, but that was not... He's not actually bronze, guys. He's... We cast him before. He was great.
Yeah, unfortunately, while it's been a while, like, it has actually been, like, forever since we've casted TvT. We don't get to talk about this often. It has I would say TvT, without a doubt in my mind, has some of the most delicate openings in the game, where it really is, like, one unit can jump ahead and be insanely, like, disproportionate. Like, that quickly disappears, though. Like, that window quickly closes on itself. But, yeah, it's unfortunate when you see it happen because it always makes one player look very silly. Now, our record with Matcherino, I think for prizing was like $900, and we're nowhere close to that today, and that's fine by me. I'm still really happy to see the prize pool at $284. So, again, a blanket thank you to our audience for helping us out. We're going to hop into Ruins of Endion, though, so don't go anywhere. See you in a sec. Of course, the one damn time the subalert thing actually works is during the map intro. So, shoutouts to, well, it's actually not showing up over here, but shoutouts to Dehumanizer187. Thank you for the 3-month resub. Yeah, Twitch alerts has been a little bit wonky lately, guys. I don't know quite what's going on with that, but hopefully things will smooth out in the future. Maybe there's like some more, was that gaming for good drama going on?
Oh dear God.
Just attacking each other relentlessly. But anyways, ignoring the technical side of things, in the bottom left side, hoping for a stronger game number 2 in this best of 5 grand finals. It is going to be the blue Terran player hailing from Korea. It's KeeN.
In the bottom right, as the red Terran, he's Liquid Bunny.
Alright, so Bunny, not a bad start. And I think what I really appreciated out of that game from him was not that he like blindly with luck won that game, but he identified the situation in 2 ways. One, killing that Reaper, huge, takes the 3rd CC. It's already a macro, he's ahead. But secondly, the point you made, like he did scout with the SCV. He saw that was going to be a kind of greedier opening where you put down that reactor fast, you only take a couple Marines, whatever. Like that was the perfect opportunity for Reapers to go in there. And even if he didn't take that reactor, then there's less Marines to fight anyway. So either way for Bunny, just absolutely took advantage of the situation available to him. In fact, here he could be really annoying if he wanted to on the SCV, but it's just going to pull back instead.
He doesn't want the revenge SCV, you know? Oftentimes I'll let my SCV leave. That means their SCV leaves too. It's like
the hostage swap, right?
Yeah, exactly. But this is also a difficult map to actually make Reapers work. Dusk Tower is like okay, it has at least 2 spots to jump up on. This is only 1, and chances are you're both gonna go for 1 racks. Reaper expand, although in this case they are getting 2. Reaper stays at home, does get the first hits, so Reapers, you know, grenades, what have you. Game goes on.
Kind of made a joke to Bunny because we had mentioned on Twitter, like if you guys may have seen, I was kind of lamenting about TvT being where it is right now, or ZVZ, excuse me, being where it is right now, and Bunny said, well, just make the tournaments earlier so I can play and I can help you deal with your ZVZ problem. So we kind of referenced that in the lobby, and he's like, I told you I'd help, man.
He did help. Thank you so much.
Yeah, shout out to Bunny-kun, Bunny Senpai.
Alright, so the double Reapers coming out from both parties. It looks a little silly, but, you know, one wrong move, you step on a grenade kind of deal, and it could have gone bad for either player, but it actually goes a little bit worse for Bunny, and of course that Helene would have helped clean everything up.
Right, but this isn't going to be that same opportunity presented last game where KeeN can just jettison across the map, because again, timing is everything, and once you've crested over like 3 minutes, chances are you're safe no matter how bad your opening went aggressively.
Yeah. Yeah, it is that, like, that 1.5 base time is very scary for TvT, but then afterwards it actually becomes the matchup with the greatest comeback potential, so you're good to go. Did that scout the 3rd CC? It did scout the 3rd CC. So, once again, Bunny, like, this is not nearly as greedy as the last one, but... It's
a pretty big deal to be putting this down in the natural, though. Not only is it a smaller choke and all this, but the fact that it's so easily scouted is certainly questionable. But KeeN, in response, puts down his own CC on location. So that'll actually definitely make up for the fact that it's behind.
Yeah, it was like, you know, very small amount behind too. So I was gonna say it is Ruins of Endion, and unless you're going for the 1 base build to abuse the close by air situation, then you're probably going to get to a 3rd base pretty quickly. Like I don't know about 2 base builds basically on this map. When you have the rocks to break down, you have very obvious left side to catch these types of drops, which Bunny does not do.
This is every Terran player's dream, to have the Hellions unload without any sign of it being happening. Bunny takes a couple of worker kills right off the bat. And this... Oh, he's stacking. Oh, no. Okay.
Okay.
This hurts for Bunny, but 5 workers down in total. Not bad. If you killed the medevac with this, that would have actually gotten better for Bunny, believe it or not. But unfortunately, he's left with a rather battered SCV supply. I just want to note that KeeN's also taking his additional gases much quicker than Bunny, so we will see some heavier production through the starport because of this. Now you're going to be still needing to produce tanks. You'll still need to tech with your Marines, but to produce 2 Vikings at a time is a significant gas investment. But having 5 Vikings in the sky, having air control in TvT, man, I really, like, I wish they didn't nerf tank drops, because I really loved how the emphasis of this matchup in the beta was going towards sky control. And I think it kind of almost sucks that that's no longer the case. Like, you could have Sky Control, but still lose the game.
So, that's a little funny. It really felt like Sky Control, in which Bunny is going to lose right here, was actually a lot more important in Heart of the Swarm, and Wings Liberty as well. And I was actually really curious about that, watching all the TvTs that we did back when we were doing like, the TvT tournaments, why that was. Because you'd think that getting a lot of Vikings when you shoot down the medevacs, you don't have to deal with medevac drops anymore. But you see a lot of people who don't bother with Vikings, as Bunny probably won't do now that he's already lost the war. And just go for, I guess, more medevacs to do more tank drops. Because, of course, at a certain point, you're producing 2 tanks at a time. You actually need to keep up your medevac count if you're going to carry these tanks all the time. So it's been an interesting dynamic. Early Vikings, though, like 1 base or 2 base pushes with Vikings are really difficult to hold.
The way you phrased that, by the way, kind of sounded like a History Channel documentary. Like, early Vikings had to use primitive technology because they didn't have access to tanks and medevacs.
And they were really good, so they just killed everyone. Yep.
Shout out to Ragnar Lothbrok. Anybody? Also, Kurokun4 in chat says, "Hey Riv, can I get a shout out for the 1 year resub? It came up the other day during Only Watch, but I think the button might have derped out." Well, Kurokun, no, we don't do. No, I'm just kidding. Shout out to Kurokun. Thank you for subbing for 1 year. Make sure to send us a message here on Twitch as well so we can get you your partoof. As today I'll be going out to buy the envelopes necessary to mail them out on account of Amazon dropping the ball on this one. And somehow it takes manila envelopes 3 months to ship. God damn it.
Rough. So here you can see the Vikings in their natural habitat being fucking annoying.
Yeah, raiding villages and trying to grow farms.
But seriously, like this, it's annoying, but it's not devastating when you're both on 3 bases, you're both macroing pretty well. Like sooner or later, KeeN is gonna have to actually leave before he just loses everything.
There's another cost-effective assessment to this too, though. Where, look, like Bunny has to actually scan to fight. KeeN does not, thanks to the Vikings. In fact, both these tanks from KeeN. Oh my God, are you serious? Now I can maneuver them up to the north a little bit. Gets that first drop. As Bunny tries to position in, let's not forget, he can also unload on top of this, but the unsiege tanks snipe, realizing just how low those tanks were. That was a clever move.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So that's where, like, a lot of TvTs for, well, the entirety of TvT, back to Wings of Liberty, like, there have been definitely a lot of situations where offensive Terran has overstayed their welcome and has lost more than this. This is only a tank so far.
I've been in that situation.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, oh, cool, I was up 40 supply, and then I fucked up.
Then he stayed there, yeah, exactly. So he's got to be careful. You know, like, Stim is now done. It's actually been done for a while, I think, for Bunny. But, you know, he's going to snipe off your Vikings. That tank is so low that it takes just 1 miss micro. It doesn't matter, though, as long as he is macroing well on the backside, and KeeN is.
This dynamic is going to change heavily, by the way, when Thors get that rework. So
I do wonder about that. Like, are you really going to build a Thor, which takes a long time to build? Over
I think in this situation, because Bunny's blood, how many tanks did he bleed out? Right, like, okay, actually, I thought it was far worse. Excuse me, I take that back then. But he lost both his Vikings. He lost a tank. I thought he had lost 3, and my thought was, cost effectively, a Thor would actually be better to zone that out. But only 1 tank. I take it back. So Bunny actually controlled that way better. I just assumed more had died. But I am so curious, though, like, if Thor's, like, what the relationship of that's going to be, because they're going to actually be good against the Liberators, they're going to be good against Vikings, they're going to be good against medevacs. And Thor's, they're just expensive is the problem.
I can certainly see your point. I feel like it's going to be exactly like the dynamic back in the day where you were losing the air war and they were going, like, Banshees. So you're just like, well, I guess the only thing I could do is go for a Thor.
Yeah.
It will be interesting to see when if that change goes through, if it affects this matchup.
Well, I think, obviously, the intention is more for the other 2, but, yeah. We'll see. Now, this is going to be KeeN just saying, screw it, see your army, man, you don't see me. And he actually gets out of there, but not before the Watchtower gets glimpsed. So Bunny now realizing this is the case, stims to get Marines in position for the defense. This actually sends KeeN back home. It gets a little bit awkward, as KeeN completely misplays this, I feel.
Well, what's interesting is that it was mostly tanks for KeeN, so I don't think Bunny ever had to be really scared about the counter. But for Bunny, KeeN had more tanks back at home. He had a second army back at home, so he wasn't going to push in, and I'm glad he didn't just make the mistake of doing that. A lot because the rocks are down.
This actually gets a little bit scary. He's going to pick up and try and get out of here, so Bunny, realizing his position, decides to start disengaging. Picking up those tech labs and reactors was certainly annoying, but I also just want to remark how close the upgrades are for both players. Like, the fact that we almost have an engagement going down could actually be decided by a couple of upgrades. They're all within seconds of finishing.
Well, with the rock still broken down for KeeN, it is still going to be some time before they actually engage each other. Bunny has to get maxed out, which is a bit of a problem right now as he's supply blocked. Oof. Oof. I just pointed out that mistake. I'm sorry, Bunny.
That's, yo, I don't know about you. I've been dropping a lot more supply this expansion.
So, okay, I don't know about you, but there's actually a time where TY was almost like changing the meta because he would always supply drop after like 180 or something like that. And people realized that it was actually more effective to do that than build supply depots.
Right, and I feel like in some situations, obviously, especially all-ins, like that's going to be the case, but I think like your economy is so good now, you don't need mules as much as you used to.
Yeah, but then of course in TvT, scans are still a pretty big deal, so I would say in TvT save those for scans. But I was not TY, I would not be able to tell you. I wish, I'd be so good at StarCraft.
And TY is like,
he
really has taken the mantle of like being one of the best Terrans.
Oh, that's where you're gonna go with it? Yep, exactly.
Oh, where were you going with it?
I said he was kind of good looking.
Oh.
It would be bad.
Oh, well then. Other side of the map, we got the Marines pushing in, and KeeN's gonna find Bunny without defenses because Bunny is, of course, pushing on this side of the map.
Oh,
Marines get baited though. Oh no!
Oh dear.
That was not intentional. That was every time you wish you put your army on hold position was right there for Bunny.
Yeah, and luckily, you know, we bring up all the time, it's a comeback potential matchup. Only being down 20 army supply is not devastating.
But production
he just
getting
lost...
compromised is.
Yeah, well, he lost the push, and he's very close to losing production. He does clean it up with his reinforcements finally. Is he repairing that 4th base command center? Bunny? Bunny, you have SCV near it, but you're not repairing it, so I just want to note. Okay.
More pressing matters.
KeeN. KeeN is actually really starting to skyrocket here. No, another mistake!
Oh. Okay, well, for Bunny, has something go really well for him after that terrible engagement.
Yeah.
Wow, is KeeN double expanding?
Right, I was gonna say he's not only double expanding, he's actually getting the middle base. He's giving a nose to the little face. Okay.
I wish you had pointed that out.
Anyway.
This is just stupid.
So KeeN will have a baller economy, like a very consistent income, as well as probably a huge bank as he's almost maxed out. But that might not matter. Like the Terran problem is production, and if he takes one bad fight and then gets camped, like it doesn't matter if he has a ton of bank.
The Vikings get sniped here, but the Marines also get on top of the tanks really early, but it's going to cost him because he doesn't have his own Marines to fight this. Bunny's army was not all ready to go, and that's going to be... I want to say that's almost game. Back at home, he doesn't have a whole hell of a lot waiting for him. Like, there's not a lot of round 2, but I guess KeeN doesn't also have that. I mean, so much of his army was in Vikings. Still kind of, you consider it's about 10 or 12 supply there. Like,
I really wish Bunny had, of course, Bunny wishes he didn't do that move as he lost out. He saw an opportunity with the tanks and tried to take it, but on top of that, you know, he probably could have maxed out again if he played really defensive and not taken a fight, but...
He misses the cliff. I think KeeN intended to go to the top of the cliff.
The tank drops actually don't work out that badly for Bunny, who gets, like, them dropped in the middle of KeeN's tanks.
Right, so his planetary actually helped out a ton there, by the way. Pushes back the Marines, because Bunny didn't have the Marine count for this.
Yeah. It's really odd. Like, tank drop mechanics... I actually prefer them a lot back when they were instant.
Me too, 100%, because you could troll and you knew a lot better when you would fire, or when your opponent would fire.
Yeah, but it can still happen here. Like, he actually caught KeeN's tanks in between firing rounds, so his got a really nice shot off.
Yep.
Which is really important. So, you know, he took a okay fight. He's only down 20 army supply. That's something another good tank fight could fix, but unfortunately he's still going to lose his planetary. Just gives up on it, actually.
Yeah, he has secured another one here in the top right. Well, this was on. So I think the scariest thing about giving up this position is not only do you lose your own base, but you also lose the safety of what this cliff had protecting your production. Furthermore, you kind of give up the potential to pressure your opponent's gold. Like, map control totally in KeeN's favor right now.
Yeah, and now he is starting to get on top of that production. Upgrades are already done for Bunny, so unless he wanted to get building armor, I guess he doesn't have to rebuild his engineering base. Going for... was guessing a push out, but KeeN scans and kind of catches him in the act.
Guilty.
Yeah.
Oh, tank's
Oh,
gonna
no.
look way too late.
Oh, whoopsie. Yeah, loses one in the medevac. The other one gets sniped on the ground. There's so many sensor towers for KeeN, by the way. There's 4 of them.
Yeah, he's got half the map, like, basically wall hacks on. It's
not that Bunny does not know about the top left bases, although he probably is guessing about them. He can't do anything anyway, though, even if he did know.
GG.
GG.
I love chat's response to your TY comment, by the way. Do you need a bottle of water, girl?
Whatever. If I was thirsty, it would have been someone else.
Okay, well, who? Boxer? Where are we going with this?
Maybe?
Maybe? Shut up. Whatever. I got pictures
What would you like to know?
You got pictures of them. I know it's real. All right, we're going to go to a small break, guys, while we get into the next map. Don't go anywhere. Game 3 when we return. Alrighty then, game number 3, as everything's tied up 1-1 here for the Matcherino Grand Finals. We had another donation hit that prize pot, by the way. Thank you to Nameless Dudes. Here you go, dudes. Good games and white hair for the win. So that brings the prize pool up to $294, almost at an even 300.
Woohoo!
And that goes towards white hair.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I feel like I might have to just be okay with white hair.
It's still really far behind. Blue's winning. Like,
yeah, because Riamar hasn't noticed.
Because Riamar's not here. Alright, well, we'll see what that looks like a little bit later. So just adding it up as we get into game 3. And in the bottom left side of the map, it was not his map pick, because he did win game 2 after all. The blue Terran KeeN.
In the top left as the red Terran, it's Liquid Bunny.
Now, I guess the interesting thing about map pick is sometimes you might pick a map that is contoured to your taste because you've got some one weird strategy, right? Like you're going to rush down the middle of the map with Reapers or a Hellion or something. But then sometimes you just pick a map because it's like the lesser of the remaining evils. And I got to say with what we already burned Invader, so that was one garbage map gone. Coral Carnage Knockout's probably not something he wants to play on either. And Prion is what I guess we'll probably see as the last ones, if at all, because again it's best of 5, not best of 7.
I totally forgot we played on Invader. That was such a quick.
Yeah, and also we learned during the break. Apparently they like recently, like just now, like during this cast, hot fixed Frozen Temple, so the plates that block the ramp that we were complaining about just earlier in the cast are now on the other side, and then the gold bases have apparently been adjusted, so there's no more gas blocking.
We didn't play Invader on this series.
Oh wait,
Dusk
you're correct.
Towers has
no, you're
been
right.
used.
Thank you. I was looking at the wrong. I was thinking of the semifinals with Bunny.
Yeah. So Dusk is gone, Alrena's gone, and Ruins is gone. So we have.
So yeah, you don't pick Invader. Fuck that.
Yeah, I'd still say like you pick Freon and Frozen.
You pick Alrena over Invader every single time.
Yeah. So makes sense, doesn't it? Thank you to Mr. Arthur Simon for resubbing 6 months.
Mr. Arthur Simon, our friend from Twitter. Thank you. Now Bunny is going for a Starport and Tech Lab, and I want to say Banshees for both players, but they could equally play super defensive. And super defensive doesn't even mean Raven and Vikings anymore. Cyclones, as we've been over many times, are kind of like this mothership core unit for Terran. Just a great all-around defender. But no, I'm wrong on all accounts. They're going straight to tanks.
This doesn't surprise me. I think Banshees could have happened. A drop could have happened. Like, there's so many options when it comes to one base, especially on a map that's going to have abusive, like, air builds. But I think a tank push is also really good on this map. What's funny is that you usually do see one person go for one thing and the other go for another. Not identical builds that might meet each other in the middle and look very awkward.
I mean, in that situation, who takes the advantage? Like, do you want to actually be in the choke or out of the choke? Because on one side, you might have the concave, but on the other, you've got the pressure.
Whoever notices first.
Right.
But we do have differences now, I guess. So we started off the same, but Bunny's going to go for macro while KeeN is still getting units.
Bunny
He's getting a Viking and a Cyclone.
Look at another tanks drop almost instantly. Oh my god, the timing on that is so cute.
KeeN, he actually used his tank to fire on that last Marine, though, so his tank is just a little bit lower.
Okay, so the Marines are actually a much bigger part of this. This is the intricacy of Terran that I love, because there's so many big flashy elements, like the tanks firing, the tanks dropping, picking up, whatever, but then oftentimes people forget the core of this are the Marines. If you don't have the Marines for sustainable damage, that tank shot's on far too long of a cooldown to really matter.
Yeah. Rame says that his donation should go to white too. I don't know.
So here's why. Okay, I keep asking about whether the ones from the page should go to it, because that money's going to the players and not towards you for your salon thing. So that's why I at the start of the day I said we shouldn't put the donations there towards it. But I also don't want to disincentivize people from helping players get more money, because it's kind of like our #1 goal with this through Matcherino is get players the most money possible. Double kill, Vikings kill each other in the middle of the map. It's going to be a range advantage actually for KeeN, because he'll have sight of his opponent. Again, tanks are notorious for just barely having less vision than their actual range.
Oh, that tank got wrecked.
Yes, it did. The second he could see it.
In fact, KeeN's entire army is getting wrecked here, and he's the one that was a little more aggressive. So he has the later command center, although it is on location, and is just slightly behind in the SCVs as well. But they were close enough in builds that as long as he didn't just lose his entire army, which he was close to doing, everything would be okay. It's all right. Word goes round. And I guess Bunny's going to be the one trying to take back that air control with 2 Vikings at a time. A little bit faster stim. KeeN, do you even have a tech lab? KeeN?
No, he doesn't. But stim... I'm a little bit jaded on this, because I feel like stim has a certain purpose in the game, but it's not super urgent if you've got enough... Like, if you've got a line of 5 tanks, your Marines don't really need stim to defend, but they would need stim to attack.
Bunny just absolutely won that air war, so he's going to be looking for medevacs to pick off, ideally. But yeah, okay, so stim, the thing is that it does lead to combat shields, obviously. So KeeN could go for double tech labs and catch up on at least combat shields, but that would, of course, take away from his reactors and his marine counts. So as a give and take. But it is something that if you are going to drop, for instance, stim can make it suddenly a lot better than just, you know, just walking into the mineral line. Yeah. And getting better positioning, so better concaves, works better with stim as well.
I wish this was 2 unsieged tanks and 8 Marines. With this Viking escort would be so sick and would probably kill KeeN. This instead is just 2 tanks, so it's kind of limited in what it could do. Pick up a couple of stragglers, kill a reactor or 2, but I mean, yeah, that's not. If he were to focus that tech lab and kill stim, that would be a pretty freaking big deal.
He kept wondering about it. Yeah, he's gonna go for it.
Okay, so he's gonna have to abandon ship, unfortunately. But if he had killed stim, I mean, there's so many wasted shots there. He could have killed stim, and that would have put him massively ahead.
Definitely agree on that point, but it is still a case where he's still ahead on stim and combat shields as long as he starts it as soon as his stim finishes. So he should be having the better fights in the mid game, in the actual middle of the map, as KeeN just broke down the rocks as well. He's got a 3rd CC on the way. We had a drop from KeeN in the main that was cleaned up and only killed 2 SCVs. This not a big deal.
This game really harkens back to a bit of similarity to what we saw before, though, where Vikings and that air control are going to be a pretty big deal. And I hope he repairs this medevac, because good God, that would just be a waste. But the Vikings... Again, it's going to force it so KeeN has to scan to even fight. The Vikings can just kind of chill above the tanks, no problem.
But, you know, going through the choke, this is where Bunny hopefully...
Why are you copy-pasting that? God damn it.
What? Nothing. KeeN hopefully would have gotten a few extra shots, but, you know, he still has a really nice concave of tanks on top of his own ramp, so still gets a couple of good shots, kills a tank, one tank at least, but absolutely losing out on the air war. Can't even get medevacs to help out his Marines, much less get vision.
Sorry, I was just taking a big stretch while you ducked into chat. Zomgrab's been changing her name on Twitch, for those who don't know, to basically whatever color the current hair color is winning. So when it was red, she was red. When it was white, she was white. Now it's blue, so she's blue, and so forth and so forth.
Yep. That's how much it screws with people, because it's not just me. Whenever I see like a common sub change color, I'm like, who are you?
Right? There's some people who are just like, you get used to their color and you don't even realize it. Like, I don't think of Ryomar being pink,
dear God.
Anyways, this fight goes a little bit terribly for KeeN. This lets Bunny just kind of stim in. I want to point out the difference of combat shields here. You know, we actually won a game on Red Bull stream with the difference of combat shields, right? But even in 1v1s where you've got players, Bunny, KeeN, their caliber being much higher than ours, combat shields, that extra 10 health is huge. I cannot begin to stress how hard it is for Marines to fight Marines without combat shields. How big of a deal it is to having those actually walk to the front line and take a tank fight. Now, I don't think Bunny's realized that he has an advantage in this, because he just barely doesn't have enough to actually just push in and take advantage of the situation.
KeeN scanned for third base. Oh, you. But Bunny, you know, he got his third base scan. I think that KeeN, I'm surprised he didn't tap out right here, right now, because that first break didn't go so well. I don't know why a second one would either. He actually stims in and miscontrols his Marines.
Tank. It's still sitting there on 5 health, whatever. It's the medevac, excuse me. Tank's on 4 health, even worse.
Yeah,
Bunny's supply is over double. KeeN is in a terrible spot. He does finally have combat shields, but this is something where Bunny could just contain and win this game. Like, he really doesn't have to push up this ramp if he wants. Just take a 4th, take a 5th, take the whole map.
Yeah. Well, KeeN, you know, once he lost that Viking war, it was already looking pretty sour. But then he lost the bridge, which was a pretty big deal. And he never got a third base. So even if he didn't take the damage that he did, he would still be falling behind. He's just going to unload on top of the tanks.
I think he knows he's got numbers for this.
Yep. Kills at least 2 of the tanks. Will not get the third one.
But could have, I think, if he just dedicated the rest of the Marines. I guess valuing it not to be worth it. This is so worrisome, because for Bunnies, the more time he gives KeeN, the better chance he recovers. But never mind, finally gets that last big hit he wanted, and GG does get called. Bunny will take a lead now in this series, 2-1, putting KeeN on possibly his last life. Now, it's worth noting that again, 60% of the prize pool for Matcherino will go to the winner, 20% to the loser. So there's a stark difference in first and second place. Something like $280 versus 60 barely. Like, it's still a lot of money still all around, but much more for the first place prize. Bunny says he needs a moment though, so we're gonna just play an ad break here to take advantage of the downtime. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in a few minutes, and we'll be back soon. Oh, that actually reminds me. Did you see that claymation thing on Reddit? The frozen thing?
I'm going to save you a lot of trouble for future discussions. I don't watch anything on Reddit that's a video.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm too lazy.
Like, you just click play, like, on Reddit? Like, this is too much work. A GIF is fine.
A GIF is fine.
Okay, well, I thought this was going to be a little bit wonky, guys. We get into what is possibly the shutout here. This is a very tough build to play against, and we'll see what KeeN does. He is going to scout in the bottom right side, the blue Terran player. He's down 1, and on his last life, it's KeeN.
In the top left, as the red Terran, it's Liquid Bunny.
Okay, so this is Proxy Reapers. No questions, no doubts about it. The question is the dedication, though, because the third SCV goes to scout, and looks like he will bring it over for that third Rax, question mark? Okay, so for KeeN, he scouts and now knows, okay, I have to throw down extra barracks immediately. Because if he goes for any other direction, he's going to be in a lot of trouble.
Yes. Yes, he is. But he was already... I mean, KeeN just needs a third Rax, okay? This could have gone a lot worse. He's actually seen... God, I want to say it was Pulse.
We've seen 2 Rax hold against 3 if you get that first kill.
Yes, that's true. I was going to say, though, that if you scout, but you scout just like a little bit too late, or react just a little bit too late, and you're planning on a 1 Rax expand, you're actually, like, not always dead, but, like, pretty dead. You know, so you have to get that early scout, and you have to realize very quickly what's going on, and you hopefully, ideally, weren't even going for 1 Rax expand. You were going for your own 2 Rax or something with a factory. And, of course, KeeN does add on a bunker as well as a third barracks. But this is cool. Bunny's actually going to lift this. It's going to provide high ground vision as well as still produce Reapers, which is funny, but it works.
I mean, yes. I guess one of the biggest aspects of the danger that comes with Reapers is high ground. This is so weird. The bunker, though, is also serving a great purpose where it covers a lot of area. Now, it doesn't stop Reapers, obviously. They'll pop out and they'll fight, but this is where Bunny starts, like, he's going to have trouble keeping up with this. The retention that bunker brings is almost worth not having that third barracks.
Well, you know what's extra awkward, by the way, is that because they both are... Bunny forced KeeN to go for 3 barracks as well. Like, unless one of them loses a straight-up grenade war, like, super bad, a macro game could occur It's still not in favor of Bunny, who was down 5 workers, but I can see it happening.
Bunny could lose this barracks, not in terms of like it dying, but in production. If he just lifts it, it'll stay alive and it'll keep higher ground vision, which I think is more important than landing it elsewhere and building a 3rd Reaper, to be honest. This is getting really scrappy, really scary.
Yeah.
Bunny is taking a lead now. The Reaper's by 2. KeeN's also losing out on a lot of mining while this goes on.
That's a good point.
Good shots getting fired, though. That barracks is getting low. SCVs have been relentlessly trying to pick this off. It's still in range of that bunker. Both players' barracks, actually. I just realized I didn't realize how much damage Bunny was putting into the other one, but his barracks actually goes down, so he's going to try and kill KeeN's to make up for it. Reaper Bonanza.
Wow.
SCVs getting thrown all over the place. Grenades as well. That Reaper count still sitting at 6 versus 7. KeeN takes a lead in the Reapers at this point.
Well, I thought that barracks was actually going to go down. There's so many grenades everywhere.
Bunny's going to try and transfer out of this, though. This is a key difference.
That's what I brought up, though. Like, you know, they could macro out of this, and because KeeN lost SCVs finally, because he was up 5 originally, this actually gives Bunny the better chance to macro out of this. And he's going to have faster tech. Like, regardless of the command center, I'm actually more worried about this factory and what could lead to a starport, and KeeN having no, like, reaction to it. Like, he'd have no Viking, he'd have no... They wouldn't even have a Cyclone. Like,
he had to scan to get that shot just now, and that kind of was not worth it, I feel, especially with the way he was heading out of this. Now, for Bunny, it could get awkward in the middle of the map. Maybe they do this weird dance where they, you know, throw a grenade, walk away, throw a grenade, walk away. But if he goes to his own high ground, he'll have a very nice position to go with. Once that tank is out, he's going to destroy Reapers. I mean, he just has to hold on for a little bit longer, and the fact that his command... Oh, it's a Cyclone. Okay. Either way, the fact that he just has to hold on to that command center is done. That command center gives him such a commanding lead in this game.
Yes.
And the scan is going to force the fight, too. Now realizing if Reaper grenades are going to get eaten by KeeN, however. Not good to start. A lot of these Reapers are already low. Already dangerous.
This is very, very dangerous for KeeN.
Bunny.
Oh, no. Oh,
God. Coming from behind with Reapers. Oh, but KeeN's also going to reinforce with Reapers. Bunny takes a huge lead in the Reaper war.
Yeah, exactly. 9 to 8 right now, but of course KeeN's still reinforcing.
Oh, the brush. Someone could take advantage of this? Nope. Grenades.
Nope, doesn't do it. Bunny is reinforcing from behind. That is why we saw a Reaper get from there. So this is very, very awkward. He actually runs at least one of his Reapers into the grenades.
I mean, the grenades do a considerable amount of damage, not to mention the knockover. He's going to scan to see what's going on, and if he can stop that SCV from building this command center, that's going to be huge. But getting past this horde of Reapers is no easy task. He may be better off sending most of his Reapers to distract in the south and sending one Reaper to kill the command center.
Bunny goes for 2 starports.
Oh, man.
What?
Do you go Banshees in the situation where you know your opponent's dedicated so much gas to Reapers they're not going to have anti-air?
But that's what I was mentioning, right? Like, anything from a starport would have worked. I didn't think he was going to go for doubles, though. I was imagining, like, a Liberator to just take KeeN's, you know, mining away. Maybe a Banshee to also help with the Reapers, because that'd also, you know, be able to attack anything.
Oh, he's going to just break through? It won't even matter. GG! Bunny is going to take the 3-1. With almost no macro games played. No, I'm just kidding. But congratulations to Bunny, showing some impressive control over the early game. That got really harrowing, though. That got really scary. KeeN almost looked like he had that defense on lockdown. Bunny, if he had just continued to dedicate to Reapers, I think would have lost that game. But ultimately wins the entirety of Matcherino. So let's go see what that final prize pool is. If you guys want to donate any money, now's your last chance to do it, knowing that Bunny's going to get the majority of it. But we are currently at $294.50, so, you know, some stream delay. We'll walk the players through. I think everybody except for KeeN probably already knows how to take money out of Matcherino, but we'll walk them through it. We'll make sure they get their prizing. I'll make sure things get handled, so congratulations to them. Shout out to everybody who helped make it a big-ass prize pool today. You're all wonderful people, and I'm just always really happy to throw these cups and have some good time. But I guess tomorrow's going to be DreamHack, so that's going to be a lot of fun. I'm curious if that starts at 3 a.m. I got to do the time conversion on that because I don't actually know. But we'll be casting the DreamHack qualifiers. There'll probably be double elimination again if I had to guess. But yeah, thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you all had a good time. I hope you enjoyed the cast. We'll be back tomorrow, as we said, for DreamHack. Quick shout-outs to Matcherino for sponsoring this and making this cup happen. Thank you to you guys for helping us make it, again, with that prize pool. I cannot express how cool it is to constantly see these grow every single week. Our own channel sponsors deserve some love, though. So Corsair, they're actually at PAX. So if any of you guys go to PAX East, go find their booth. They've got a cool-ass keyboard they're debuting over there. Chairs for gaming, if you guys want. Despite how much I got mad at this left armrest today. But if you want to buy a chair, I will vouch that they're comfy, they're durable, I was, I think, 315 pounds when I first got this chair. Much less now, but it supports a lot of weight. And it's very comfortable. So if you buy it from chairsforgaming.com or chairsforgaming.ca, our promo code BaseTradeTV will work on both, and it'll save you $20 off your purchase and free shipping and handling. Two more. Yord. Actually, I feel really bad. We keep putting off Yord. We have to do the Yord tournament when we come back from Texas. Remind me. I cannot put this off longer. We've had $1,000 sitting on Yord for like 2 months, and I feel fucking awful about it because we haven't given them any proper tournament exposure. But yeah, so we got about $1,000 tournament coming up with them soon. And then last but not least, G2A. We're a little bit behind on sales goal for the month, so if you guys are looking for games, do us a favor, get them for cheap, shop through G2A, use our code, you'll get percentages off, all the good stuff. But that wraps up the cast. So Zombie, any final words from you, madam?
You can follow me on Twitter @ZG Gaming and on Twitch, ZombieGrub.
All right, and for me, just follow the channel. You can follow me on Twitter @Riff_Kings, of course, but follow the channel, consider subscribing, all this good stuff. Last but not least, got to shout out our YouTube channel, which we are really trying to push. We're really trying to work on, guys. So if you haven't already subscribed to it, youtube.com/BaseTradeTV. The VODs from today will probably be uploaded by the end of the evening, if I had to guess. Joey's been doing so good at getting them up ASAP. But that does wrap it up. So we're going to go find somebody to host. I hope you all have a great day. We're going to end the stream with 2 minutes of ads, and we'll see you all tomorrow for DreamHack. Bye.
Hey.